Hello, dear friends. So, today we will continue with the mind module. It's the second one, the first was health. And we did already two sessions, 2 weeks of work on our mind. We saw how the mind is composed, and also we were speaking about the causes or roots of our suffering. So, if you remember last week, I was doing this painting. Yeah, I'm not very gifted, I know. So, it was like a tree, and they were the trunk of avidya, of wrong perceptions, and they those like 4 branches coming from it. Our false identity or false self, what we believe that we are, our ego, and what we are not really. Then this tendency that we have to crave and pursue what is pleasant and avoid or reject what is unpleasant. And the last was the fear of death, but it is more thought like a fear of death of our ego. And today I would like to continue a little bit more about our suffering and these limitations of our mind that actually make us suffer. And it's really like a very big and vast topic. So I will share with you actually just a part of what I know, because I don't want to overwhelm you with too much notions and possibilities, because this is what our mind crave, right? More something. And you can watch this tendency in yourself probably, that when you hit some difficulty or some problem, and it can be life or intellectual problem, you feel this need to do the research and ask people and talk about it, and have more and more informations and thinking. And so sometimes we overthink the things. Especially now, it's like, the mind is buzzing. And why I'm speaking about it, because I really feel that at this beginning of the new year, we started with this okay, now this year will be better. And actually there is this new branch of the virus, and there is maybe some new restrictions and new lockdown, and we feel tired. We feel tired because we don't see the end of the tunnel, and we maybe have it with vaccinations, but there are so many doubts, and nobody really knows, and all these complotist theories. And I watch it, I observe it, and this week I was really speaking with many of you. And by the way, I know that because I posted it already, that from February I will give again very limited, like 4 hours per week, the one-to-one coaching sessions, if you need, 1 hour, €60 as usual. But if you feel scared or depressed because of this situation, I am offering the free sessions just to sit with you over the computer, listen to you, and maybe offer you some different perspective, or at least to have some conversation about how you feel and what is going on, because we are all going through very difficult time, and you may sometimes, feel like a little bit overwhelmed or lost, and you don't dare, or you don't know to whom to talk about it. You don't want to scare your children or your husband or your friends. So just reach to me. I mean, if you feel comfortable with me, reach to me. I will listen to you. Maybe I will snap you a little bit because this is what I'm good at. Like, AO. But, I have very nice feedback yesterday from one of my very dear friend from Czech Republic, and we really know each other for years, and she's going through nasty separation, and she wrote me that she's thankful for being here for her, and also for being sometimes ruthlessly honest. Okay. I like it because this was something that my teacher Prasad told me many years ago, that he likes about me, that I am able to be ruthlessly honest with myself. And I was like, I am hiding so many things. And I didn't know how many things my mind is hiding. But when I discover them, I am able to admit them and to talk about it. And some of you are sometimes like thinking that I'm kind of shameless because I'm sharing so many things over social media. Well, in the world where everybody knows everything about everybody, and even if you think that nobody knows, if somebody wants to know what did you pay last time with your credit cards, they can. I mean, the people can know about us. So I believe that the best way of living in such a world is to live in the way that you have nothing to hide. You don't have to tell it or show it, but you can sleep in the evening with peace of mind, because whatever happened in your life or is in your past, you are okay with it. So if tomorrow it is on the first page of journal, you are okay with it. And we all have some things and some chapters in our life that we prefer that those chapters are not read. So yeah, I mean, we are human, right? And who did not fuck up? Yeah. So about those limitations back. There is some sign. I will leave it like this. So what about this mind and this limitation? So what I really see, that there is this kind of view that we have, most of us, and especially at the beginning of this work of discovering ourselves, that our view of the world is like if we are looking at the forest, but we are down of the tree and we see just this trunk, just this one tree, and maybe 3, 4 around. Okay? But more we work, more we broaden our perspective. And it's like if we take the helicopter or something and we go up and we can see the forest. And I think about it very often when I walk in our forest, because I feel like I know now every tree in the forest. But sometimes we look, because some works or something, on the Google map from above, and you see how it is, which shape it has. And when facing some difficulties, let's remind that we should not lose this notion of seeing the forest just because we are stuck with one tree. Okay? The all work on our mind is the work of perception. Imagine that our mind is like a white screen. It's like this white table, and we are projecting on it. Whatever is happening in the world around us is happening. And how we see it, how we interpret it, it's the projections on our mind or through our mind. So we are looking on something, and because of all our programmation and limitation and conscious and unconscious mind, we have some interpretation of it, and this is the movie that is running on our mind. And our mind can never be like empty. It is not his role, okay? So there is always some movie that is running there. And this morning I had a conversation with my very dear friend, and we were speaking about situation right now in France and the exchange that we had. It's like black and white. It was completely opposite. And I was even thinking, if I would not know her so well, I would probably not feel the friendly attitude, not to her, but to those opinions that really hit me in my core values. Basically, because I really consider that the level of society is determined by the way that the society protect the weak part of the society. So children, sick people, old people, handicapped people, like those who are not strongest, but the weakest. Okay, so I'm losing a little bit what I'm telling. But why I'm telling this, that our mind is always having some program like 24 hours per day, even in our sleep, with our dreams. So there is some TV program running. Now, with the TV, we can do the zapping, right? With our mind as well. We tend, like in real life, to watch the few but similar programs, the same TV news and same TV series and maybe the same subject documentary. And even if you are in Netflix or something, you will see what Netflix is recommending you according to what you watched before. So, like, I really love all those series about the hospitals, like Grey Anatomy or Chicago Med, and all those, like, criminal series, like Mentalist, now I'm watching Chicago Police Department, and somebody else love romantic comedies, or those documentary movies or National Geographic. We all have something, and we tend to repeat I don't know how you say it in English, like theme, like le genre. And so in our mind, for many of us, there is this running of the same story over and over again. And when the same story is running, it becomes this programmation or those lenses through which we see the world. And I was speaking already about it. So if since long time you are telling yourself that you are not good enough and that you will never achieve this, or that you don't deserve this, or the parents and teachers were telling you that you are not gifted in painting or in mathematics, you start to believe it, and this is the story that you are telling yourself. And those are those limitations that actually make our perception of the world just from like maybe 15 or 30 degrees instead of 360. And this is the whole view. And this is very limited view. We will speak about it more next month in our personality model. So how to work with those limitations? More we work with them, more we flip this perception, like changing and zipping or zapping the channel of our TV. We can. And when we working on our limitation, we work on our self-understanding. We understand better ourselves. And if you follow some of my posts, you maybe remember that I switch this working or even value of self-love and love on self-understanding, because more we know ourselves, more we understand the world, and more compassionate we become. So again, mind is white table or white screen, and whatever is happening, it's the projections that is happening or we are making on our mind, and we have the strength and power to change it. Now, the suffering is as well the projection. Why? The pain is real, right? If I hit my hand or this physical pain, even if we can work with our mind even on it, I mean, it's immediate, and it's the nervous system response, our brain response on it. The emotional pain and mental pain, it's more something that we perceive, and this perception is triggering our response, or the response of our nervous system. So when we work on this perception, we work as well on our way of suffer more or less. And yoga, but there are more paths, not just this, I'm speaking about yoga, is the path of freeing us, release us from the suffering. So basically, it's work on ourselves, through ourselves, by ourselves, and it's the work on our mind. And it is not happening, even if I give the classes 3 times per week between 6 and 7. This work on mind and this release from suffering is not the work few hours per week on the mat. It's like permanent, lifelong work.